Josh's Order Corner. That's me.
All right, let's be quick about this. New hat from Meth Syndicate. Very stoked on it. So, a couple weeks ago, I went to Steel City Comic-Con, and I added a couple things to the collection. We got the Grady twins on this Living Dead doll. Come play with us, Danny, forever and ever and ever. Boom. Just like that. I don't know if this thing still works. I can't find the button. They were awesome. They were very sweet, very kind ladies, very British. And then we also added, I already put it in my little portfolio here. Boom. We added Tom Savini to our From Dusk Till Dawn piece right there. Tom was in a pretty good mood. He isn't always the best at listening where he wanted to place it, and I honestly didn't know where I wanted him to sign on that piece. So when I showed it to him, I was still like trying to talk as he pulled out the purple marker, and he hit it perfectly right there by his face. If you know Tom, he signs big, doesn't always care about what's going on the piece, so I was very, 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 very excited when he home run with where he signed it. So couldn't be happier. The main reason I went was to add a certain name to a certain piece. What did I do with my knife? I literally just dug my knife out, and now I don't know where I put it. Hold, please. Found it. The main reason I went to Steel City was to add to a particular piece that I ordered from a rack trusted seller, Ryan. I bought from him before. He is an awesome person. He always lets me know when he has new sales up and running. And this piece here was one that I had to have. Now, if I took it to Steel City, why am I opening it from a package? Great question. And amazing packaging. I did a terrible job when I shipped this out. This is a 12 by 18, which is a size I don't love, but when I packaged it up, I put it in a huge envelope, and I mailed it USPS. I dropped it off at the self-serve kiosk, and then it didn't get scanned, so I panicked. I found out that it got held for audit in the Cleveland post office, and I was very worried it wasn't going to make it to Johnny Horror to take to Monster Mania to add a couple more names to it. Literally, I got back from Pittsburgh, I wrapped it back up, I took it to the post office, and set it off on its journey to Johnny Horror. Now, I begged him, not begged him, I bugged the hell out of him though, like, please keep me updated on when you get it. Let me know what's going on. I feel so terrible. I am so high maintenance with that guy, and he is always so helpful and kind. So he packaged it differently when he sent it back to me to ensure that it would get to me quickly, and it arrived this morning. I will show you. What else is got in here? Oh, look. Nice big Monster Mania poster on the back. That's awesome. Yeah, let's see what we got in here. Ooh. And Black Ave Films presents The Party Fire with Mike Gianelli. Our good friend Mike Gianelli right there. That's cool. I don't know what that is. I'll have to ask what that's all about. Again, my main reason for going to Steel City Comic-Con was not for the two that I just showed you. It was to add a very special name to this piece that I got from Ryan. When I got this piece, it was already signed by Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, or he played the grandpa in this amazing movie, The Life of Chuck. I took it to Steel City to add this lady right here, who is Karen Gillan. Up top here, she played Felicia. If you have seen the movie, you know who she is. Now, we also had the opportunity to add, which we have over here, Heather Langenkamp. You know her from Nightmare on Elm Street. She played Alice, the nosy neighbor, or Vera, the nosy neighbor, here in the movie. And then down here, we added Carl Lumbly, who played Sam. I couldn't be happier with how this got placed. And if you know me, you know I'm usually quotes all over the place, different marker colors. When I was talking to Johnny about it, I was like, what do you think? What is the best way to lay this out? Because there are a lot of names that I want to add to this still. And he's like, why not just keep it simple? Black Sharpie everywhere. And I agree with him. I think if I get the opportunity to add Tom Hiddleston, I would do him in silver, like right across his waist area, just to give it a little extra flash. There is one quote that I want to add to it, but I mean, I have a list here of people to add to this piece. It's all right. So Matthew Lillard is going to get added. Violet McGraw, I want to add her. Kate Siegel, she is the only person I want to put a quote on here because she has like the key phrase from the movie. I don't know if Samantha Sloyan does conventions, but I want to add her. Let's see, trying to stick with names that we know. Chiwetel Ejiofor, which I probably said terribly wrong. I don't know if he does cons. Jacob Tremblay, I don't feel like I've ever seen him show up on one. Lauren Lavera, Carla Gugino, and Hamish Linklater, they played very small, tiny parts. They were just newscasters throughout the experience of the movie. And I'd like to add them. Maybe across the top or something, just since they're fairly small roles, just right across the top. Nick Offerman, he was the narrator. I'd love to add him as well. Mike Flanagan, who directed it, I would love to add him. And then anybody. This is going to be a cast piece where I add everybody to it because this movie was so amazing. So I feel like this is a great start. Obviously, getting it with Mark Hamill on it already is the only way I would have added him to it. Carl Lumbly, from what Johnny Horror said, was really stoked to sign this piece. He loved filming this movie. Heather Langenkamp, signing it with the right character name, is chef's kiss. And then even when I got Karen Gillan, when I spoke with her, she said, I don't think I've ever signed anything from this movie before, which made me feel very special. Because there's just something nice about, like, honoring someone's work that isn't necessarily what they're most known for. It wasn't Guardians of the Galaxy. It wasn't Doctor Who. It was something that I feel is very, very, very special. So, we have a good start on this cast piece. Huge thank you to Johnny Horror. I'll see if I can add the pictures here before the little outro so you can see the signing photos. But yeah, that's all I got for you. We'll see how this comes together. Very excited for it. But there you go. Just wanted to share how amazing Johnny Horror Consignments has been for me, adding so many different things. I have one other Grady Twins piece. It's over my shoulder here. Boop, boop, right there. That he added them to in the past. I didn't know I'd have the chance to meet them myself. Yeah. Consignments are sometimes the best way to go about adding people to your collection, especially for someone like me who doesn't love going to all these shows. I am not the most social person, believe it or not. So there you go. Here are the pictures. Here's the outro. See you soon.
Do 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 do